The following scenario will be static. The only radio traffic throughout the entire event will be your initial on-scene radio report. There will be no follow-up radio traffic from fire dispatch or from any company that you may assign. You are expected to give an initial radio report and to assign all of the companies on your first alarm. 3 engines, a ladder truck, and a battalion chief are dispatched. If you upgrade to a working fire assignment, you will receive an additional engine company and ladder truck. If you request a second alarm, you will receive the working fire assignment and an additional 2 engines and a second battalion chief for a total of 6 engines, 2 ladder trucks, and 2 battalion chiefs. You will also receive a Code 2 EMT private ambulance. Subsequent alarms will bring you an additional 3 engines and 1 ladder truck. For the purposes of this simulation, you will only be allowed to place your first alarm assignment, and if you upgrade to a working structure fire assignment or call for a second alarm, you may assign an additional engine and truck. You are assigned as the officer on Engine 1. The battalion chief responding will be delayed. You will be first on scene and you may not pass command. You will have a total of 3 minutes to give your initial on-scene radio report and to make all of your assignments. At the end of the allotted time frame, you will be asked a series of questions. Some of the questions may be to clarify your actions, while others will be asked to all candidates.
Structure fire assignment for Engine 1, Engine 2, Engine 3, Truck 1, and Battalion 1, 247 Marietta Avenue, across the 3rd Street, District 2219. Engine 1, Engine 2, Engine 3, Truck 1, and Battalion 1. Structure response 247 Marietta Avenue, 1612 hours.
Your time begins now.
Fire dispatch and incoming units. Engine 1 is on scene with 3 at 247 Marietta Avenue. I have a 2-story garden-style apartment with 1 unit on the 1st floor well involved in fire. The fire is extending to the 2nd floor. Engine 1 is laying a supply line from Marietta and 3rd. My firefighter is pulling an 1 3/4 and attacking the fire on the 1st floor from the outside. My driver will assume the first half of the 2 out. This will be Marietta IC with the command post at Engine 1 on the tactical alpha side of the structure. Dispatch a second alarm. Staging will be 1 block south on Marietta. This will be an offensive fire attack. I will conduct a 360 and report any significant findings. I would direct my driver to be in full PPE, ensure our water supply, and assume the first half of the 2 out. I would direct my firefighter to pull an 1 3/4 line and start to extinguish the fire on the 1st floor from the outside. I would conduct my 360 and request PD for crowd and traffic control. I would make an overhead broadcast and advise all units that our incident objectives are to conduct a primary search in all units and hold the fire to the involved units on the 1st and 2nd floors. I would assign Engine 2 as Division 2 and have them pull a line from Engine 1. Their objectives would be to conduct a primary search and extinguish the fire on the 2nd floor. I would direct them to have their driver assume the second half of the 2 out and secure utilities. I would assign Truck 1 as Roof Division. Their objective is to cut a heat hole and to coordinate the timing and location of vertical ventilation with Division 2. Engine 3 would take charge of my firefighter and become Division 1. Their objective is to conduct a primary search and extinguish the fire on the 1st floor. For accountability, their crew strength would be 4. Truck 2 would become RIC. Their objectives are to conduct a 360, soften the structure, and formulate a RIC plan. I would then reassign the driver from Engine 2 from the initial 2 out and have him report to Division 2. I would close the loop with Division 2 and advise them that they are getting the driver from Engine 2 for a crew strength of 3 for accountability. Before assigning Engine 4, I would poll Division 1 and 2 to determine their status and their needs. If Division 1 is unable to suppress the fire on the 1st floor, I would assign Engine 4 to Division 1 and direct them to lay a secondary supply line and pull an additional attack line. I would direct Ambulance 1 to stand by in a safe location that gives them ready access to the scene and a clear path to transport if necessary.
What are you looking for when conducting your initial 360?
The first thing I'm looking for are victims that are trapped or have exited the structure and are injured. I'm then trying to determine the location and size of the fire and general layout of the interior. I'm also trying to determine if the fire has extended and if there are any exposures. Finally, I'm looking for hazards and access challenges. These may include electrical lines, animals, bars on windows or doors, parapets or other unsupported structures, gates or fences, pools, etc.
I'd like you to switch hats for a moment and become the officer on Truck 2. You have been assigned as Rick, and one of your objectives is to soften the structure. Describe your actions to achieve this objective.
My first action to achieve this objective would be to conduct a 360 of the involved structure. The information I obtain from this walk-around will help me determine my priorities for softening the structure. First thing I would direct my crew to do is to force or remove security bars on windows and doors. This will allow rescue access or emergency egress. It is important to be cautious not to influence the fire flow patterns. I would direct them to ladder balconies, patio covers, or windows on the second floor as a means of emergency egress for crews working above ground. I would direct one member to place lights at entry and exit points.
Why did you elect to send the second due engine to the second floor when the fire started on the first floor?
On arrival, there was too much fire on the first floor to allow entry, so an entire engine company would have been wasted applying water from the outside. Meanwhile, the exposed second floor was already involved. I directed the second engine to go to the exposed second floor to begin primary search and extinguishment to prevent further spread of fire. I elected to have my firefighter attack the fire from the outside to knock down the bulk of the fire, removing the BTUs and supporting operations on the second floor.
Describe the water application the firefighter from Engine 1 would initially perform under your direction.
The firefighter would initially apply a straight stream at a steep angle to the ceiling of the involved room. The straight stream enters the window, but still provides an open area of the window for steam to exit. A fog pattern would not be the correct method to apply water for this situation because it would block the entire window and not allow for the steam to exit. The exterior water application to the interior is another option that helps support the incident priorities of life safety, incident stabilization, with fire control and property conservation when you first arrive on the scene of a structure fire with limited personnel. NIST and UL fire studies have shown that exterior water application helps slow fire growth and has been proven to increase victim survivability. This exterior water application to the interior is also called hitting it hard from the yard, softening the target, or transitional attack. This water application is the initial part of an offensive fire attack.